with his siblings now. I imagine the corruption in the forest has cleared as well.
I know it was time for Biddy and Saya to move on with their brother, but the forest won't be the same without them.
It's natural to build a connection with the spirits we help. We give up a part of ourselves when they move on. But the bond still remains. The path of a spirit guide is a lonely one. There is still work to be done if you wish to reach the mountain shrine. A skilled woodsmith once lived in our village and built structures beyond anyone's imagination. Search the fields beyond the storehouse for her troubled spirit.
Kana and the Bridge of Spirits walkthrough. I believe this is part 8, something like that, and we just completed rescuing Taro in the previous videos, and that's really going to set up the formula for the rest of the game. So there's going to be 2 more people that we need to so-called rescue, and we're going to have to find relics, 3 relics per person to rescue them, and do a series of puzzles and bosses and exploring the world, and then free the person themselves, and then come down and look at the work that we've completed and be happy in all the goodness that we've brought back to the world. So once we come over to this spirit gate, or whatever it's called, we can unlock that with the new mask that we've been given, and this is Adira's Mask, who is the woodsmith. So I actually died at this upcoming fight, and you can skip this fight if you want to, but if we just follow the bridge and then kind of in the farmlands, there's going to be a battle that we're going to be doing. And that looked a little complicated, but I'm in the exact same area. I haven't left. Okay, so don't get don't get confused by my bad editing. And there's gonna be this sprout something or other. I forgot what this thing is called, like a woodchuck. I don't know. He's chucking wooden swords at me. Maybe I'll just call him a woodchuck. I forgot what his name was called. We saw his name with the boss, and then now he's a regular enemy. And as I've mentioned before, this guy, the wooden sprout thing with the stupid wooden sword, is my worst enemy in this entire game. And this is another reason why. Is this farm that we're doing this battle on? It took me, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 tries, some ridiculous amount of tries to actually defeat this guy. Right here, I'm on one hit, like I'm on death's door, and it really wasn't until the literal end of the game that I realized the best way to dodge this guy's attacks is just to jump over them. Don't try to roll, don't try to run. He'll hit you. Just jump over them. For some reason, he can't hit you if you're jumping, so that's my advice. Now, it does take me a long time to figure that out, though. And we do have some new power-ups. That one managed to take the guy out with the last bit of his health, and I finally defeated him. Luckily, even on the second hardest difficulty, your health regenerates. And then a spirit tier is going to form here, so we can use that to destroy some of the rot, or corruption, or whatever the name of it is. Pretty sure it's corruption, but we can use some of that to destroy the corruption around us if we want to. But we're going to just skip past that and go on down the bridge. And again, this is just down the straight way I came. I know that may have looked a little bit complicated, but it really isn't. And then we're going to step on the button, and the door is going to open up. And there's actually something to do to the right of us, but it's kind of a side thing, so I'm going to skip it. And if you step off of this button for long enough, the doors will close for some reason. So just be careful of that. Maybe it's a load screen. It might be like a fake load screen, because I don't think there are load screens in this game. If you're on the PlayStation 5, even the new Xbox, I don't think you're going to notice them. But on PC, there are a few load screens, so I hope direct storage comes to PC soon enough and then games start using it. But they're still pretty short if you're playing on an SSD, so that's kind of nice. I like how load screens in games these days are becoming a thing of the past, you know. And once we walk into this area, we're going to notice some glowing rocks. We'll learn just what to do with those in a few minutes.
You're going to need more power to get that door moving. Energy has not flowed here for a long time. The land has begun to heal. Is this your doing?
My name is Kana. I helped Benny and Saya free Taro's spirit. I'm on my way to help the woodsmith. Do you know her?
Yes, I know Adira. She was a great woodsmith. Together we found a way to capture the energy of the mountain shrine. She believed we could harness the resources of this land to sustain the village forever. But that dream faded long ago. We've only just met, but I can tell you have a strong connection to the spirit realm. You carry the same energy that flows through these roots. It must be what drew you to this place. With focus, you can gather that energy. Your bomb should prove useful in powering up all the old technology around here. We need to repair the power mechanisms to open the passage. Take a look up there and see if you can get things working.
Alright, so now we have the spirit bomb, and once again, sorry about those annoying achievement notifications. Maybe one day Epic Games will let me turn them off, but as far as I can tell, that day is not soon. So, the spirit bomb is what we're going to be able to use on these glowing rocks to blow them up, and we can either wait for the bomb to blow up on its own, or we can shoot it, or we can use our magic pulse, our spirit pulse, whatever that's called, and that will blow up the bomb and damage enemies, and also make these rocks make some new platforms. Now, you may or may not be able to hear it depending on how well I've balanced my sound settings, but there's going to be kind of a faint ticking in the background. And by the way, if these rocks land on you, it's instant death, so keep that in mind. So I'm just going to skip me walking back here, and we're just going to return. Anyway, that faint ticking that you're hearing is the timer. So yes, unfortunately, these things are timed, and it's kind of Zelda-like, where you just have that timer in the background that starts to tick faster and faster and makes kind of more stressful noises when the timer's running out. And for the most part, the timer is more than enough time for you to do whatever the platforms want. But the challenge of it that I found was just trying to figure out where all of those glowing rocks that we could hit were. So it gets a little bit confusing, is kind of what I'm trying to say. Sometimes it does get a little bit confusing, and especially when you're on the platform, you will have to solve some puzzles kind of in the moment, and you might end up failing, falling, and then the rock falls on you, and then you insta-die, and then you have to do it again. But once you know what to do, they're usually super easy, so that's what the point of this walkthrough is for, and I'll be kind of surprised if anybody gets really stuck on them. They're not super difficult, but they are just a little bit like, I guess time-consuming is a word. I don't know. This game's not super long, so I don't really care. But it's just something that I found with the Spirit Bomb rocks. I kind of dreaded seeing them because I just knew that I was going to fail a bunch of times, and I'd have to sit in this one area figuring out the puzzle. And I was kind of hoping there'd be more Pikmin-like puzzles, because the game does have those little rot Pikmin with us, but they don't really do a whole lot besides damage enemies, and they don't even damage enemies very much. And every now and then they'll move a block for you, so I was kind of sad there wasn't more involvement with them, but that's okay. A lot of the times with the rot rocks, not the rot rocks, the Spirit Bomb rocks, we're gonna have to blow up more than one set of them. And when you're completing little side areas, like picking up that chest, the rocks will definitely run out of time and you'll have to blow them up again. So you don't see me shooting the Spirit Bomb early because I wasn't actually super aware that you could do that to speed up the explosion, but you will see me start shooting them later on, don't worry. And what we need to do is get these spirit crystal things loaded up and working again, so we can activate the door. And once we blow up this one, it's going to form this totem thing, and if we shoot the crystals on it, enough times that all the veins on that totem start to glow, the crystal vein creator thingamajig should latch together and then load up one side. I don't know why I keep saying load up. It should power up. That's the better word. It should power up one side of the doorway. So we've done half of this room, and now we need to go to the other side. So when we walk over here, we'll go up this staircase. Or not up the staircase, we'll go to the side of the staircase, and there will be a new set of rocks here. And once that blows up, now we'll go up the staircase, and a couple of these platforms you're going to notice are going to be turned wrong. And we're going to need to shoot the crystal on them to get them in the right direction. So I might have enough time to pull this off. The time, it's not short, so you do get a lot of time to make mistakes, but still, being timed is annoying no matter what circumstance. It's always just something like, oh great, can I make it, or do I just wait? Because sometimes you can rush through the timer and you'll make it, and hey, you saved yourself 5 seconds, or you rush, you don't make it, you die, and then you have to go do it all over again, and you should have just waited anyway. And you know, it's just that it's a back and forth. Which one do you do? Indecision. Let's just continue forward here. We're gonna jump down this slide, and I think there's a boss at the end of here, or at least a battle. That's pretty usual for most of these areas. We're gonna have a lot more boss fights. Okay, this is not a boss, it's just a regular enemy that we're gonna see more of. And to defeat these guys, if you noticed, he kind of expanded and there was a crystal in the middle. And if we throw the spirit bomb on him, we can kill him instantly by blowing up the spirit bomb and then shooting that crystal that he kind of expands with there. So if you're really quick, you can hit these guys when they start spawning in. They kind of expand and then close up, but I'm not that quick, and the aiming in this game is sometimes a little wonky, so we're just gonna go a little bit slower and try to take them all out. And then we're gonna get moths, which I really dislike. They're really some of my least favorite enemies in this game. And then we're gonna get more of these expanding explosive guys, my gosh. And it's kind of problematic sometimes. They do like to charge you, and I didn't realize that that guy even existed the first time he hit me, and then the second time he hit me was just me not paying attention. So the combat in this game can be a little wonky sometimes. You do often get hit by stuff that is off screen. I really don't like getting hit by things off screen, but that is kind of the life of these Dark Souls-esque combat games, and it's really not too big of a deal, just as long as you don't let yourself get surrounded. And if you are getting surrounded, you're going to be better off running away and just kind of putting distance between you and the enemies and trying to get like a look at the kind of arena that you're in, you know. It's something that you learn the more that you play. It's hard to explain. So there's going to be these upside down tables. It's kind of what they look like. They're probably more like pillars or columns. And we'll just jump up here. And we might be able to make this in one trip, but it's kind of risky, so we're going to jump back and wait. There's also a chest back here. So we'll grab that. It's just another hat, I think. Some extra currency and some more extra currency. Those are just hat currencies. Okay, and now we're going to blow up all of those rocks that we used to walk up here, and then we're going to blow up that far right rock and also shoot that column that's in the middle. And then we'll get a plant that we can grapple to, and now we should be able to jump up here and get up here no problem. Then there'll be another corruption plant we can blow up. Then we're just going to jump up the wall here and blow up this, what did I call it last time? A spirit totem? And then we'll get this one lined up, and that'll power up the second half of the room, of the doorway. And then there's a little bit of exploring we can do up this staircase. Once we're ready to go through that big doorway, we'll just head on down there and use our spirit pulse to open it.